shriek, high-pitched, almost a whistle. I spun around, moved toward the commotion. I looked around. Giggling now. There was a bundle of girls away from the stage, huddled with their backs to the band. They were surrounding a black guy with dreadlocks and overcoat. He had one of those Rastafarian berets on his head, definitely going for a look, wanting the attention. Two of the girls had their hands over their mouths, eyes bulging, screaming for the guy to do it again, do it again, do it again. From the reaction, I figured I had just encountered the most dreaded of all partygoers, the amateur magician. "Oh my God," said the nearest girl. One girl looked pale, on the verge of tears. Another threw up her hands and walked away, head shaking. "That guy just levitated."
How high?
I asked blandly. The Jamaican turned his gaze on me, trying to pull off the piercing stare of the exotic voodoo priest. It was an expression that was supposed to make me hear theremin music in my head.
"You gotta love the skeptic, man,"
the guy said in a rubber accent that was part Jamaican, part Irish, and part pirate. I'm not sure why I feel the need to rain on this kind of parade. I like to think I'm standing up for skepticism, but in reality, I was probably just pissed that this guy was going to have sex tonight, and I wasn't. What? About 6 inches above the grass, right? I asked him. 𝙑𝙧𝙛𝙞𝙬 levitation, made famous by magic hack David Blaine and his television special. All you need is some strong ankles and a little acting, right? And a stupid drunken audience. His gaze froze on me. I had a familiar nervous sensation, one that goes all the way back to elementary school. It's the simultaneous realization that I may have talked my way into another fist fight, and that I had not spent any time learning to fight since the last one. Sometimes it's better for smartasses like me to just keep walking. Then he broke out in a big, white, toothy smile. A charm. "Let's see. What can I do to impress Mr. Skeptic Man? Looky there. You didn't wash behind your ears, did ya?" I let out a loud, theatrical sigh as he reached out to the side of my head, presumably to pull out a shiny quarter from behind my ear. But when he pulled back his hand, he was holding not a coin, but a long, wriggling black centipede. He let it dangle over his fist, turning his hand over as it crawled around and around. One of the girls squealed. He pinched it between thumb and forefinger, held the wriggling thing up for everyone to see. I noticed for the first time he had a few layers of first aid tape wrapped around his other hand. He passed this hand in front of the bug, and in a blink, the centipede was gone. The girls gasped. "Well, the bug was a nice touch," I said, glancing at my watch. "You wanna know where it went, man?" No. I wasn't feeling well, all of a sudden. This guy was giving me an odd feeling in my gut. "I got other talents, you know." "Yeah, but I bet all your really good tricks are back at your apartment, right? Only I were 16 and female." "Do you dream, man? I interpret dreams for beer." I said, "Well, I don't have any beer, so I guess I'm out of luck." "I'll tell you what, Mr. Skeptic Man. I'll do it just like Daniel in the Old Testament. I'll tell you the last dream you had. Then I'll break down its meaning for you. But if I'm right, you gotta buy me a beer. Okay, man?" "Sure. I mean, you've obviously been blessed with supernatural gifts. What better way to use them than to fish for free beers at parties?" I wanted to walk away. Walk away. I commanded my mouth to tell this guy, never mind. Neither responded. I knew that absolutely nothing good could possibly come from this encounter, and somehow that a whole lot of bad could come instead. But my feet were planted. "You had a dream early this morning in the middle of the thunderstorm." I looked him in the eye. Lucky guess. "In the dream, you were back with your girl, Tina." "Whoa. How do you know?" "And you come home, and she's there with a big honkin' pile of dynamite. One of those big cartoon plunger detonators ready to blow. You ask her what she's doing, and she says, 'This,' and shoves down the handle, and..." He spread his hands in the air. "Boom. Your eyes snapped open. The explosion in your dream became the clap of thunder outside your window. So tell me, Monty, am I close? Holy shit. Holy shit. He smiled. All eyes were on me, the naked shock on my face. There is no feeling I hate as much as speechlessness in the face of another man. I mumbled something. The group had unconsciously taken a step or two backward, as if there was some kind of safe distance at which the world would start making sense again. The look on his face tells me I was right, he said through a grin. Wouldn't you say, girls? But wait, there's more. You can guess the meaning of the dream, Mon. The girl laying in wait for you, ready to wreck your world again. But the dream be trying to tell you something else too. The dream be trying to warn you. Okay, I said, holding up my hands. You made a lucky guess. Somebody probably told you about. You see, how did your mind, David, know the thunder was coming? Thunder? What? Get away from this guy, man. Get away. What? You're full of... The thunder came right as she hit the detonator in your dream. Your mind started the dream 30 seconds before the thunderclap. How did it know the thunder would be coming at that moment? Because it's a poor sort of memory that only works backwards, I thought crazily. Holy shit, I'm quoting Alice in Wonderland. I don't know. This is bullshit. I was looking everywhere, but at the Jamaican. This is the worst fucking party ever. The bastard just wouldn't stop talking. You see, time is an ocean, not a garden hose. Space is a puff of smoke, a wisp of cloud. Your mind is a whatever. I turned away, shaking my head, my mouth dry. Walk away, this ain't right, you know it. You want no part of it. Want me to tell you where your daddy really was when you were in the hospital with that broken leg? He said to my back. This stopped me. My guts turning to ice again. Want to tell me the name of your soulmate? Or how she'll die? Stop, or I'll tell you how you'll die. That's what I wanted to say, but didn't. I walked away, forcing the steps. It was that jarring sensation of unreality. I was actually dizzy, unsteady on my feet. Do you want to know when the first nuclear bomb will go off on American soil? And which city? I almost launched myself at the guy. But once again, a probable trip to the hospital was avoided by physical cowardice. This guy could probably kick my ass, even without magical powers. I was so wired at this point, I had the insane urge to punch one of those girls instead. Probably lose that fight too. Instead, I sort of mumbled and made a dismissive motion with my hand as I stumbled into the crowd, acting like the conversation failed to hold my interest. Hey! He shouted after me. You owe me a beer, Ma. Gypsies and psychics and tarot readers have 100 generations of practice at their heart. And practice is all it is. Cold reading, wishful thinking, deductive reasoning. But the fake Jamaican had no way of knowing what he knew. No possible way. I watched my shoes mash through the weeds. This man had just ruptured the thin fabric of all I believed. I flung myself down into the little Hyundai, feeling like 1,000 questions were squirming around my gut. I dug into my pocket for my car keys. I pulled my hand out and screamed. On the palm of my hand, etched into the skin, was the phrase, "You owe me one beer." I sat there in the dark, staring at my hand. I did this for several minutes, felt my stomach clench, then decided to lean out of the door and vomit in the weeds. I spat and opened my eyes, saw movement in the puddle, something long and black and wriggling. So that's where the centipede went. I squeezed my eyes shut and leaned back in my seat. In that moment, I decided to go home and crawl into bed and pretend that none of this had ever happened. This man had just ruptured the thin fabric of all I believed to be